Hello everyone, I am Renuka Agarwal, a PhD scholar from India. I am working with fungus growing termites and the role of bacteria in maintaining the symbiosis between termites and a fungus. The topic of my presentation is Pseudomonas can prevent the parasitic fungus while keeping the crop fungus unaffected in the gardens of Odontotermis, which is a fungus growing termite. As the name suggests, fungus growing termites, these termites they grow fungus in their garden like humans grow crop in their agriculture fields. Evolution of agriculture was a major transition in the history of life and it has independently evolved four times in animal kingdom. First in ants, then termites, then beetles and in the very last in humans. As we all know that termites they depend on lignocellulose. But this lignocellulose is very difficult to digest and therefore these termites are dependent on some kinds of symbionts. There are two types of termites, lower termites and higher termites. Lower termites depends on gut symbionts while the higher termites depend on a fungus and therefore they are also known as fungus growing termites. Why these termites they depend on fungus? They depend on fungus for the digestion of lignocellulose because termites themselves cannot do that. In my PhD, I'm working with fungus growing termites. So before starting with my project, I would like to give a brief introduction about these type of termites. These termites, they build large and complex mounds inside which they maintain humidity and temperature for the fungus. The fungus that they grow is known as Termitomyces and they completely depend on this fungus for nutrition. This fungus is cultivated on a spongy structure called a fungus comb, which is a mixture of plant substrate, soil, and fungus motif. These termites they evolved from Africa and from there they radiated to different parts of Asia and therefore they are also found in India, including our IISER Mohali campus, which is my area under study. On doing CO2 gene analysis, we found these termites to be Odontotermis obesus, which is a fungus growing termite. Like human agriculture fields, the fields face problem of weeds and herbs. Same way, fungus gardens of termites, they also face problem of fungal weeds. The most dominant one is Pseudoxylaria, which take over the fungus comb as well as Termitomyces. Therefore, from here a question arises, in nature, how these termites are preventing Pseudoxylaria from taking over the fungus comb. They must be using some mechanism which we want to study. There is a very similar and interesting and well-studied model or system of fungus growing ants where people have proposed the role of bacteria in the prevention of VD fungus. So the goal of my study was to identify the core microbiota of these termites using both culture-dependent as well as culture-independent approaches, and then to test these different bacteria which we got in culture against Pseudoxylaria, that what kind of interaction these bacteria have with Pseudoxylaria, whether they have any kind of role in maintaining the symbiosis or not, and also whether they also impede the growth of the crop fungus. For that, we used 6 samples, fresh fungus comb. As this is a eusocial insect, they have caste system. So different type of workers, major and minor worker and nymph. And also we tested the reproductive stages of these termites, which emerge only during monsoon season. Using culture-dependent approach, we found 18 different genera of bacteria and in total 38 different bacterial strains. These bacteria then we tested against Pseudoxylaria and the potential ones were also tested against Termitomyces. So to test against parasitic fungus, that is Pseudoxylaria, we use single paper disc diffusion assay, while to test against Termitomyces, we used spread method as well as 4 disc diffusion assay. The reason to use 2 different kind of approaches because Pseudoxylaria and Termito, they have different growth rates. So to modulate this difference, we use 2 different approaches. When these 38 different bacteria, as I mentioned before, when they were tested first against Pseudoxylaria, we found 8 bacteria that were showing different extent of inhibition against pseudoxyleria. As you can see in the bar graph, 4 strains of Bacillus, 1 Streptomyces, 1 Burkholderia, and 2 strains of Pseudomonas showed different extent of inhibition against pseudoxyleria, from which Bacillus, Streptomyces are already explained by people in fungus-growing termites. They are known to show inhibition against pseudoxyleria, whereas Burkholderia has been already told in fungus-growing ants. For the first time, we found two strains of Pseudomonas which were showing inhibition against pseudoxyleria. Now, these 8 potential candidates were tested against the crop fungus, because we want a candidate that can inhibit the parasitic fungus but does not inhibit the crop fungus. But on doing the interaction assay of those chosen 8 bacteria against Termitomyces, we found that only a single strain of Pseudomonas was not at all inhibiting the crop fungus. Out of 8, 7 were inhibiting both Pseudoxyleria as well as the Termitomyces, while a single strain of Pseudomonas was only inhibiting Pseudoxyleria and was not affecting Termitomyces. So, we were looking for a potential mutualist that can inhibit parasitic fungus and not inhibit the crop fungus. And we found such feature in Pseudomonas strain MN90A322. And we considered it as a potential candidate, mutualistic candidate. Interestingly, this Pseudomonas has already been reported. A genre of Pseudomonas has already been reported in fungus-growing insects, where it has been shown that fungus-growing insects are mostly dominated by the genera Pseudomonas. But till date, nobody has tested the type of interaction or what kind of role Pseudomonas has in the colony. We also, as I mentioned earlier, that we also tested the microbiome using culture independent approach, and for that we did nanopore sequencing. We used the same those 6 samples, 2 workers, nymph, comb, fresh comb, and both reproductives. We amplified the 16S region of the bacteria, and we found out in total 1045 different bacterial genera, whereas in culture we found only 38 bacteria, because in culture, we cannot cultivate all of the bacteria. It's not possible. Therefore, we did the nanopore sequencing. Interestingly, whatever bacteria we got in culture, we also got them in our nanopore data. And Bacillus, Pseudomonas, Streptomyces, which were inhibiting Pseudoxyleria, were also there in the culture in all the 6 samples. So, probably here with our study, we suggested that these 3 bacteria, they might have some role in maintaining the symbiosis between the Termitomyces and termites. So here I would like to conclude my presentation. This is the first study reporting Pseudomonas as the potential mutualist in a fungus-growing termite. Our study also confirmed this importance of Bacillus and Streptomyces. And importance of Bacillus and Streptomyces is already pretty known in fungus-growing termites as well as in other fungus-growing insects. From this particular study, the major question that arises, that is still unanswered, whether these termites are actually using these sets of bacteria against Pseudoxyleria, because whatever results we got, they are in culture. But we don't know what's happening actually inside a comb, inside a mound. Are termites actually recognizing these bacteria and using them against their pathogenic fungus or not? With this, I would like to thank everybody and the organizers for giving me this opportunity and platform. Thank you so much.